So, a couple of weeks ago, I got called out for a drift challenge, and I demonstrated in that video that not only do I not possess any level of talent whatsoever when it comes to drifting, but it's also really, really difficult to do if you don't have a round steering wheel. One of the things you need to do for drifting is let the wheel sort of slip through your hands and then catch it in exactly the right spot to maintain that drift. And that is really difficult to do if the wheel is sort of bouncing around in your hands. So I jumped online afterwards, having sort of, I guess, caught the bug a little bit. I was really keen to sort of try it out a little bit more. And I ordered the cheapest round deep dish steering wheel that I could possibly find. And after 2 weeks of waiting, they ended up canceling the order on me and saying that they couldn't get stock. So in my frustration, I jumped online and ended up ordering something that was way, way, way more expensive than I probably should have got. But it looks really darn cool. So I thought today we would unbox it, check it out, get it all set up on the rig, and go for a drive to see whether all the gear gives me at least some idea. So let's get to it. Okay, so the wheel that we've gone with here is a Momo Ultra 350 in black. So I haven't actually seen it in the flesh yet. I literally just took the sticker off the box to make it a little bit easier to open. And yeah, I've only seen pictures of these online, but it does look really cool. Now it looks like the diameter between the two is maybe a little bit different. This one looks like it might be more of an insert, whereas this sits over the top. Now it's going to be interesting to see how we can mount these horn buttons on the wheel if we can at all, but we'll figure that out a little bit later on. Let's get to the main event. So slide it out here. Put the box out of the shot. Got our little horn wiring diagram, which isn't really relevant to us anyway. And then move these out of the shot as well for you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to spin it around the right way. I think that's the right way. Da-da-da-da-da. There we go. So that definitely does have a very striking appearance. I love the sort of sticker bombing effect that goes on there. I think it's going to be a bit of a polarizer. Some of you, I'm sure, will absolutely despise the design because it's a little bit over the top, but I actually really like it. It's very different from anything else that I own, and it kind of really screams that kind of drifting and modified car culture that tends to go along with drifting. So I really like it. It's actually making me miss owning modified cars again. So that's another story, but we've got all the racetracks around the outside as well. I'm not even going to try and name them all there. I can see Monza though, at least. That's one I recognize off the top of my head. Now, it really comes as no surprise given that Momo is an Italian brand. This is handmade in Italy, and Alcantara is also an Italian brand. But yeah, the Alcantara finish on this feels really beautiful, nice and plush. There's not a whole lot of squishiness to the overall feel of the wheel. It doesn't have a lot of padding in it, but you kind of don't really want that anyway. You don't want it to drive like a taxi. You want it to drive like a drift car. But if you're wondering about the difference between Alcantara and suede, suede is basically made from leather, whereas Alcantara is a blend of 68% polyester and 32% polyurethane. So it's basically fake suede. But in saying that, it feels every bit as nice as suede does, and tends to wear a little bit better as well. Tends to not have some of the weaknesses that suede has. Sort of a personal preference thing. I've had both suede and Alcantara wheels in the past and not really had any problems with either of them, to be honest with you. But one thing that I noticed pretty much straight away is that it feels ridiculously light. Now, I suppose that's probably because I'm used to holding wheels that have button boxes and quick release mounts and everything on them as well. But let's just quickly weigh it for you now. 823 grams unloaded. And just quickly as well, while we're being all technical and measuring things, we'll have a look at the diameter of the grip itself. About 26, 27 millimeters there as well. Now, I'm not sure how well this is coming up on camera, but these indicators around here are actually made out of leather, obviously yellow, as you can see. And we've also got a little embossed Momo logo on the side there as well. So really nice fit and finish, feels really good in your hands. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all we can say before we get going and go for a drive. So let's get the zero play quick release mounted up on it now. We'll have a look at exactly how we can go about mounting the horn button as well. And go for a drive, see if it instantly turns me into Drift King. So here we have the wheel side part of the zero play quick release system, 70mm stud pattern. If you want to see more details on this, I did do a full review of the whole quick release system a couple of weeks ago now, so check that out. I'll link it above my head for you right now. But this matches up perfectly with our stud pattern on the wheel, as you can see. So it should be pretty straightforward, except for the fact that you can see on the side there, the quick release sits pretty much completely flush with the back of the wheel there. Now, if we want to mount the horn, it looks like this is actually going to poke back quite a bit further. Now, I'm not going to open this one up because this looks like it's the one that sort of sits in flat, and I want to kind of keep this in the packet in case for some reason I want to sell the wheel a little bit further on down the track. So we also have this other one here as well that came in a separate packet. So we'll open that up quickly now. And yeah, what we can see there is that that's going to stick out quite a lot further than the wheel. So we'll put it through quickly. And on the back, you can see, obviously, we're not going to be able to mount that on. So what we're going to need here is some sort of a spacer to make this work. Right, so 30mm spacer here matches up perfectly with the HRS quick release system as well. So that should now give us plenty of room to mount our horn. So let's just quickly check this all out. So horn goes in. Just kind of fitting it crudely for now, but that sits there like that as well. There's a little bit of movement there, as you can see, but once we put the studs through, that'll be absolutely fine. And then we've got some long screws that came with the spacer as well. Now, this was just luck that I happened to have this spacer kicking around. It came with another wheel that I had from HRS quite a while back now. But yeah, that'll mount up perfectly to there. We've got some studs that'll go through as well. And it's adding 3 centimeters to the total length of the wheel, but that shouldn't be a problem for us. We can always move things around to account for that. So let's get it all bolted together now and yeah, go for a drive. Alright, get our wheel on. Cool. Okay. Now, I haven't actually driven. I'm gonna drive without gloves as well. I think it's gonna slip a little bit easier. My gloves, both pairs of gloves, have actually got quite a lot of grip material on there, which I don't think is going to be perfect for drifting. So yeah, this is the first time I've actually driven the sim for about 2 weeks now. So it's going to be interesting to see how I go, but let's do this. So we'll start off with, we might do a donut, do some figure of eights, and then head out onto the drift circuit, see whether I'm any better than last time. Now, if you didn't see the disaster that was the last attempt, I suggest you don't watch it because it was very embarrassing, but this is probably going to be equally as embarrassing, so maybe you do want to watch it. Linked above my head, linked in the description, but let's go. Okay, well, I'm able to maintain the drift, which is something I wasn't able to do last time. We're spinning out now, but see if we can do a figure of eight. It's definitely easier, no question about that. I'm actually doing a lot better than I thought I would. Get it back around this way again. Back around this way once more, and then we'll head out onto the circuit. Okay, so I did okay. Put it in a second gear. Whoops. And we've already bombed it out. Okay, that's alright. We'll flick it around. We'll just ignore that happen. It's fine. Definitely being able to let the wheels slide through your hands is making a big difference. I mean, I still suck, and I expect it to still suck, but... Oops! But I feel like I'm in a little bit more control than I was before, if that makes any sense at all. I can kind of control the angle of the drift a little bit. It's just inexperience now. I can't blame the wheel anymore. Whoops. Okay, this is the bit that I can actually do through here. Oops. Oh, we're doing okay. That was alright. Come on. Alright, one more. See if I can get around turn one without crashing. Can't even get to turn one without crashing. Definitely getting the hang of it though. Keep the revs up. This is alright, he says as he drives through the bush. Spun out again. Alright, what do we give rallying a turn? It's definitely a lot easier than it was before, no question about that. So we'll jump in Dirt 2 now. I haven't played that game for probably a year, I'd say. I think the last time I played that game was when I tested it out with the motion platform. So yeah, let's see how we go with that. Alright, Dirt Rally 2. Now I'm using a sequential gearbox here. This is the first time I've played this in, yeah, very, very long time. So I don't have high hopes here, but...
Tarmac, into 2 right long, opens back camber, 40, 5 right, into 4 left long, caution tightens over bridge. To gravel, 30, 4 right over crest, into 6 left, 80.
Over the edge of the bridge.
6 left long, over jump maybe, slow 30, 5 left long, tightens 4, into 5 right over crest.
Yeah, the size of the wheel feels really good for rally. I know some people probably prefer a little smaller, but it feels good to me. It's the last time I've never really gotten into rally games since I built a proper sim. The last time I really spent any time playing dirt rally games was with my G27, and it definitely feels a lot better with the bigger wheels. So
6 left long, tightens to flat over crest.
It would help if I knew where the course went too.
5 right long, opens over crest. Into 6 left long over crest.
Oh.
Into 6 right long.
No. Oh.
And 6 left long.
It's alright, we're still alive. Didn't break a windscreen even.
5 right. Into 3 left of a crest, don't cut. Into 5 right of a crest, opens long 30. 5 right long,
I feel like I need to be using the handbrake maybe a bit more.
30. Flat middle of a big jump, 80.
Jump.
Small crest, 60. 4 right long, tightens. Into 4 left, opens of a crest. Into 4 right, tightens.
Uh-oh.
Into 5 left long, tightens, 2 cut. Opens, 30. 6 left, into 4 right long.
Started out okay, and then it's been an absolute mess since.
Tightens, don't cut. Into 4 right long, opens of a small crest, 30. Crest, into 6 left long, tightens. Opens, flat of a crest, 120.
See if we can make it to the end of the stage.
Into 6 left, 50. Caution.
That was better. Starting to get the feel of it. A bit. Maybe.
Into 2 left. Opens of a crest, 80. 6 left of a crest long. Tightens past junction. Continues very long. And caution. Tightens 2.
Where do we go? This way.
30. 4 right long. Opens of a crest. Very long. Caution slow. 30. 5 left long of a crest. Tightens 2.
Come on.
Opens 50.
So much respect for rally drivers. I forgot how hard this is. Those guys are insane.
5 right tightens. Opens of a crest. 80. Flat small crest. 150. 6 left long. Tightens 5. 80. Slow 5 right long. Tightens 2 of a crest. Opens tightens, 30 downhill.
Oops.
4 left long, tightens, opens of a crest, 30. Keep left of a long crest, 30. 5 right long, slow 30, turn square right, unseen. Into 5 left.
Handbrake.
Opens.
Oh, that was messy.
Into flat right of a crest, continues of a long crest.
Oh god, through the bush now.
Into 5 right long, tightens 2, don't cut. Opens of a crest, into 3 left, into 3 right.
Really does look like the Australian Rally Championship rounds though. Like, I mean, we actually have driven some of those rounds. The Australian Rally Championship up in Coffs Harbour literally goes through where my mum used to live. It was pretty much her backyard, so we've driven around all those roads and it looks so similar, it's crazy.
80, 3 left, tightens 2.
Really done a good job.
50, crest, into 5 left long, tightens 3 long. Into 6 right of a crest long.
I don't know what diameter wheel they actually use in rally cars. I don't know if it's a 330 or a 350. It might be a 330, but
6 right of a big crest and
just feels pretty good.
Into 4 left.
I don't have a reference point though. I can't say it's better or worse than anything else because, as you can tell, I'm very unprofessional at this. I'm not an expert by any means and don't have a reference point, but certainly having a lot of fun.
Into 4 left. 80.
Whoa, into the trees. Oh dear.
5 left. 50.
Broken side window now.
5 right of a crest. Into 6 left. Keep right of a 120. Caution. 3 right of a crest. Tightens 1.
He says keep right, so what do I do?
Into 2 left. Don't cut. Opens. Into 2 right. Tightens of a crest.
Braking the 22B.
Opens of a crest. And 6 left. And 4 right long of a crest. Tightens 2. Into 5 left, slow 30, unseen, 1 left, tightens. 40. 3 left.
Oh, I'm off in the trees.
Into 4 right.
I think that'll do. I think we've proven the point. I need a lot of practice at drift and I need a lot of practice at rally, but it's certainly a lot of fun and made a lot more fun with the new wheel as well. So I'm gonna sink as much time as I possibly can into doing these amongst our other racing commitments. And yeah, hopefully I can come back in a month or 2 and actually have a little bit of skill at these. So there you go, guys. That is the Momo Ultra 350. Now, obviously, I don't really have many reference points to compare it to, but I absolutely love it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, as I said before, it is a bit of a polarizer. Some people will love it, some people will hate it, but I really like it. I think it fits in really well with that sort of drift scene with the sticker bomb effect that's going on. And just looking at that in a little bit more detail, it looks like it's the way they've anodized it. So the when they've put some sort of a coating on there so that the areas that say Momo are the sort of raw aluminium and then the black areas are anodized. So it's not like it's a sticker or anything like that. I actually thought maybe it was a screen print or something, but it does actually look like that's the way they've done it. So anyway, I could be wrong there. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not an expert on such processes, but that's what it looks like they've done. But anyway, it is what it is. So if you want to pick one of these up, I've put a Amazon link in the description below. And yeah, looking forward to doing a lot more driving, a lot more drifting and rally stuff over the coming months. Hopefully build my skills up and hopefully be able to race some of you guys and actually be semi-competitive. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you have. Make sure you're subbed and hit that notification bell too so you don't miss future videos. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.